Hello, you guys. So, I know I'm in a different area. Well, I'm not in a different area. My camera is. I usually have my camera over this way, but the cord always gets in the way. So, and I wanted to start doing these healing videos with me showing my face because I do need to get in front of the camera more, especially when it comes to healing, because that is one of the biggest things I want to bring to the collective, is helping bring forth healing and change and transformation, because I am really, you know, I always wondered why I was good at forming. Well, one of the things I am good at being flexible because of that is because of my numerology. There's a lot of fives, and that is a number of transformation and change, constant change, and being very flexible with change and being okay with change. And I'm one of those people who I'm okay with endings. I'm okay with. I actually had to learn this. This is actually a lesson I had to learn, and and I know the divine wanted me to learn it because people used it against me to hurt me, and it no longer works because I've accepted that. Okay, you got to go. You got to go. I have pretty much mastered disconnection. So I'm okay with disconnecting if people need to disconnect. And we are going to be today. Our healing is going to actually be about connections. It's one of the last things that came up on this post-it note. There's a couple of them on there, but this is the last one that I needed to talk to off this post-it note. Now I can get rid of it. Is about connections and healing, healing the connections. Either looking at healing these connections or not healing these connections, or healing yourself so you won't attract these connections. And sometimes you will still attract these connections if you shine a light. Like if you have a healing energy, if you're an empath, you will pull in negative energy. Even I know people say like energy attracts like energy. Yes, that's true and all. Like energy attracts like energy, but so does like energy vampires are attracted to light as well. So that means darkness is attracted to light, kind of like opposites attract. So that energy also works as well. And when people say I give out the same energy that's put out there. Well, I don't do that. I always I give out the same energy all the time. So you come at me sideways and you're mean or whatever, I'm going to be polite and nice to you, but at the same time I'm going to put up a wall. I'm going to put up some boundaries and say, okay, I can be polite and nice to you, but I don't have to deal with you. And I don't have to, I don't have to talk to you on a regular basis. But when I do, I will still show you love and respect. But at the same time, I got my boundaries up and I don't have to deal with you. And I know I don't need you in my life because you don't complete me. I complete myself. And that's one thing you will learn through self-love and connections. But everyone's story is going to be different. So take the message as my experience, what the divine gives me, what the cards say, because we are using tarot and we are using oracle cards, what is coming in. But take these messages, these healing ideas and this information, and take it with a grain of salt. Take what you need, but always trust what your heart tells you, what your mind tells you. And I know I don't want you to go into your mind, all in your mind, because you do have to bridge some knowledge that you experience with your heart space of not closing your heart off. So taking in the experience, like when I'm talking to you, yes, I can take in the experience, but at the same time, I'm not holding a grudge or holding on into anything of those connections. And that's one of the biggest things with forgiveness is when you're forgiving, you are helping yourself let go and release that tie, that connection. You're helping release that. And so that it helps them know that you're okay with them, but at the same time, forgiveness is for you. In the end, it's for you. and it's for your own closure. And so one way we look at connections is going to come up is going to be all about self-acceptance, like accepting yourself. When you learn how to accept yourself and see all of the, if you look at that little monster, so this monster is part of this person. So that monster could be a part of me. So think of this monster, self-acceptance, like accept that I, maybe saying to me, myself, maybe I have some angry parts of me that I need to accept. Or maybe I have some parts of me that are judgmental that I need to accept. And so it's self-acceptance of those parts of yourself and recognizing those parts to be able to draw in the connections you want, because you know yourself. A lot of times you get connections when you don't see that in yourself, but it's there. And so you'll connect with people and they will remind you of it, and it'll come out real hard, and it'll show up, and you'll wonder, why did I attract these people, attract this relationship? So think about friendships or even relationships and thinking, oh my gosh, why did I attract that? Well, the reason why you attracted that is because you needed to see that in yourself and be okay with it. A lot of times we accept those things from other people, but we don't accept them from ourselves. So we have to learn how to do that. And it's let go of the story. This is, if you can see, oh yeah, she's letting, it's the memories. Like, look at all of the things. So thinking of all of the things that have happened, and staying in that energy of blame, staying in that energy. It's interesting that we have 24 and then 23. I wonder if we're going to go down, keep going down. We'll see. I'm going to get one of those cards. But hanging on to the story when you have connections. So we are healing. We're talking about healing connections. So take a connection you had in the past, because it was a story from the past, and you have to look at all the pieces of it, and saying you have to let go of that, and you can't take that story, that thing from the past, you can't take that to you from the future. You can look back at it, yes, and say, okay, I know that I knew this person. This person came along to help me see my power in this, or help me see my weakness in this. And they showed me that. And now that person no longer, say the relationship didn't work out. The friendship didn't work out. So it's okay for me to forgive them and forgive myself for not seeing that. And now I can take that time to heal that, right? And so that's what's coming up for that, is letting go of the past. You cannot drag it along with you. And that one's like, it's kind of like, to me, she did some kind of, she used a little magic there, and was, went out there and manifest that these memories be gone. Because if you look, she has a candle in her hand, and she's kind of burning those memories. She's letting them go. She's releasing them back to the universe, saying, I'm letting this energy go. I'm releasing this energy, So, and you can do that with your words and your thoughts. And so we are not. And then this one says, feel your vulnerability and needs. And this one, if you look, she has a bunch of armor on, and the number is 42. So we went up. We were up, we went down, and we were going back up. So connecting back with yourself, if you look, she has this armor. Like I said, she's full of armor, and it's like she's been at battle with things over and over again. And it says your vulnerability and needs, fill them. And so it's saying, take the time to stop, take off that armor, take off all of those, that hard exterior, that mask, take those off, and let your needs, let things that bother you, let all of those come out. It kind of goes back to the whole feelings healing video. It's okay to feel. It's okay to express your emotions. And right on the freaking bottom, I have heal your rejection wound. And the reason why I was drawn to that, because you see that there's like an ocean of emotion there. And so I was really drawn to that when I turned that over. And so maybe in the past, because you did not accept yourself, and maybe in the past you felt rejected, and that can start in early childhood when you didn't get that, someone did not pay attention to you. Because I can use my example. I did not. I go to my kids all the time, and they say to me, well, how's it different for you than us? And when I'm getting them ready for school, and I said, well, for one, my mom didn't wake me up for school. I had to wake myself up for school. She was not coming in there making sure I got up all the time. I had to walk to the bus stop by myself, and because I was a latch, I was one of those, well, of course, I'm Generation X. So I am a latchkey kid, so I had to do those things myself and accept those things myself. And I had to, and I had to let go of that story of it was, that I had this terrible childhood because there was not so great parts. There was a lot of not so great parts, but there was beautiful parts as well. And I'm not going to deny those beautiful parts because they were there. And so I'm not going to, and so I have to accept all the parts of me, all the parts of my past, and accept those. And that's where I came from, and that's that. And nothing more, nothing less. And going into and letting that story go, because that's in the past. It's no more. That's who I used to be, who I was when I was 10, when I was 15, when I was 20, when I was 30, 35, even 40. I am not that person that I am now at 45. I'm not that person. No, I'm not. I'm a totally different person than I was last year, than the year before. So I can't hold on to those things, and I will not. I will grow from those things, and I will integrate those things, and I will transform those things and transmute those things, and also be willing to step up and feel and let my needs be known. I want this. I don't want that. I don't want. I mean, you want to know what song just came into my head? Oh my gosh, the song "Part-Time Lover." I think is it by yeah, it's by, what is his name? Oh my God, Stevie Wonder. It's Stevie Wonder's song "Part-Time Lover" just came, and maybe that was all me. Yeah, I know I don't want a part-time lover. And no, who wants a part-time lover? I guess some people are open to it, but I'm just saying, that's a need. That's a need for some people. They don't want that. Some people want commitment. Some people don't. Some people want freedom and not be in a committed relationship. And that's okay. Let your needs be, put out there. This is my needs. I want this. I don't want that. My need is, I need my space. My need is, I want to eat mostly fruits and vegetables daily. I don't want to have to deal with steak all the time, right? So letting your needs be met, and I'm just giving you some things. I want to exercise. I don't want to sit on the couch all day. I want to get out in nature. I don't want to be in a place where it rains all the time. I want some sun. I want to be in a place where there is sun. There you go. I'm telling you all mine. Look at that. See? My experience. What I want. I love the sun. I love it. So when I do have a sun break, or I will get outside. So, all right. So what we're going to, when it comes to connections, what you need to focus on right now. What in the collective energy, what needs to be focused on? Well, I'm looking at the clock and it's saying 10:01. So I'm thinking of a mirror. So Any connections that mirror some kind your behavior, you need to focus on for sure. So that is one thing, and because that my phone beeped at that. Okay, the first card I got out is power, which is actually strength. In the Rider Waite, this is like a Thoth kind of version, and I love this. And this is having the strength. This is Leo energy, because we have the lions there. And actually, and this, oh, look at that. And right there on that, her stomach right there is really focusing on the solar plexus, in which that is a lot of Leo energy too, because it's yellow. So my favorite color. You guys are like, well, that's all your energy. Well, yeah, that's my energy. I'm in this reading. I am part of the collective, but at the same time, we all need to have inner strength, and we all bring inner strength in our own way. My inner strength is going to be different than someone else's inner strength, right? We're all not going to have the same inner strength, but we do need that inner strength for something. And if I go back to one thing I was saying to focus on is mirror reflections and connections. So thinking about a connection that a person was mirroring something back to you. They were a mirror, letting you know that that person was a mirror. That karmic person was a mirror. That's why they were in your life. And so having the strength to see it, for one, and having the strength to change that behavior. Now, to look at that behavior, I'm going to use another deck. I'm using I'm going to use the Tarot of the Divine, because it has all the wonderful fairy tales from around the world, which I don't know, so I will check out the book. So this connection was a reflection, and that makes something. And this was a Four of Wands. This was something that was very had a very strong foundation. That was very, it was something celebrated. So if you can say this could be a marriage. So it could be a marriage. It could be a partnership, because you got partners in there, right? I mean, I'm gonna really quickly look at the fairy tale really quick. Oh, Toni, where is that? Okay. This is from India. It represents rejoicing and festivals, a well-deserved celebration, enjoying the time before the next adventure begins. This is also like reunion energy as well in this deck, because it's a time of celebration. So that mirror, oh my gosh, oh my god, no. Oh, you know what oh my gosh. So some of you, if you have a twin flame, I don't like labels, but because again, remember I saw that 10, that mirror, and then I got these Four Wands, which is twin numbers 2, and if you break down, well, it's usually 8. If you break down 8, you hit 2 4s, which will mirror each other. So some of you, understanding that your twin flame connection was just a mirror. They were a mirror for you to help you change and grow. That's all your twin flame connection was. Nothing else. Nothing more, nothing less. That was what they were for. They were here to help you change and grow and reflect something back in you. To see your self-acceptance, to let go of the story, and to also put your needs and things that you want out there. That's what some of your twin flame connections are. I know that is crappy to say, but it's true. And I'm going to, if that was, I'm going to see if that's the case, because that's what I'm feeling from that. And then we're going to go to focus on another connection and see what we get for another connection. Because I don't want to sit here and focus on, that's interesting. I got some, we have 2 planets here. I There's a reason why these planets are here. I have Neptune and Uranus. Okay, so get these out of my way. So since I have these two, so Neptune is like this beautiful, beautiful, and so like I said, Neptune is this beautiful, beautiful energy of, well, if you hear spirituality, but it's more. It's also your intuition. It's your psychic abilities. It's spirituality, and so it's going to be tapping into the spiritual side of things, whereas Uranus is, and also your Neptune taps into your feelings too. It also deals with those as well. And remember we talked about stepping into your feelings and your needs, your vulnerability. That's Neptune. That's totally Neptune energy. But then we have this Uranus, which is all about, and I don't know why, but I wanted to pick up myself. I'm saying self-acceptance. Self-acceptance because you have to transform. Uranus is that transforming energy. It's that regeneration into seeing things, bringing out your side of yourself. And so we have these two energies of you're putting maybe your spirituality, which comes from that Neptune energy, and then taking your Uranus right here. So taking these two, we're picking them up. So taking these two, this Neptune energy of your spirituality, of your intuition, of your feelings, and your vulnerabilities and your need, and connecting it with this Uranus energy, which acceptance, but it's also transmutation and going into transforming and new ideas and new concepts coming up. I'm over here straight my cards. So that is that's what came out for that. I had another card came out, but it just didn't fit. So I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it. I'm not gonna use it. I don't know why, but I'm not. It doesn't fit that. All right. So our next focus, our next connection that some of you might have maybe were like, I swear that was my twin flame. It never worked out. Well, you know what? Maybe it wasn't supposed to. Maybe your twin flame. Some people believe twin flames are supposed to come together. Some believe they're not. Some believe that some are and some do not. Some choose not to. And we do have free will. So if one twin flame does not choose to, then no, you can't come together. If the other one doesn't do the work, and that's fine, because then if you do the work and you step up, then you're opened up to a soulmate. And usually it's a reward, because especially if you've done healing, if you've done the work, if you're stepping into your purpose, yes, then someone will be connected to you truly, okay, if that's what you're wanting. But everything you need is within yourself. I'm going to always say that. All right, so let's focus on another connection. What other connection do we need to look at, please? I have the Seven of Wands. Every time I get the Seven of Wands, I always think of my ancestors. I really think this is ancestral. This is your line. This is your family line. This is a connection with your family line. So this is going to be dealing with something in your family line. So maybe you're coming to heal something in your family line. It's weird because when I looked at the clock, it was 10:10. So that's interesting. The first one, we got the mirror, which was the twin flames, and now I'm looking at 10:10, and we have this, yes, it's like, yes, you're moving forward, you're making completions, you're working on those, you're breaking down some generational, and that's probably goes with this let go of the story. So it's something that your ancestors, the story they carried for so long. I'm gonna tell you mine. My ancestors have, I know, is a lack mindset is one. There is a couple more um, that have to be dealt with, but usually it's you'll see it as you heal. You'll start seeing those. You'll look back and you'll see, oh my gosh, my mom used to have this story, and my grandmother, and some of my aunts, oh, and some of my cousins, and you'll look and you'll see some of those stories that have been passed down from generations, and you're like, oh, this is something ancestral that I'm definitely breaking. And this is okay, who came out? Yeah. So what I got for this is the Hermit. So that is definitely, you're going to have to go within to really clear a lot of this out, bring forth a lot of this clearing out energy, and releasing the story that so the connection you had, like, so say some of you are in a family and yeah, most of the time, if you're breaking ancestral, of course, you're the black sheep of the family, or you didn't get along with your family, or you just seem very different than them. And so hermit mode is perfect when you're in a family like that, because you have to go within, because the only person you have is yourself a lot of time. And then you usually don't have support from your family. They kind of treat you like, you know, they treat you different, and you know it. And so I'm going to go find the story of this hermit in here and see what they say, because I'm going to check out the fairy tale. Okay, so this one's from Ireland. It's a Celtic legend. The hermit represents solitude and leaving responsibilities behind to focus inward. In the Celtic myth, the white stag encourages people to drop everything and pursue spirituality. Wow. Wow. So it's saying leave your family behind. Leave that stuff from your family behind, because things in this stag is going to, oh my gosh, I just started watching that show again. Something in Bones. I only watched one episode yesterday. I don't watch a lot of TV. So what is it called? It's on Netflix. It's called Something in Bones. And the power of that stag. Oh my God, the stag is important. He's important, you guys. I'm just gonna say it's important. Um, Also, the stag is connected to a few things. So, but this is the Celtic. This is the Ireland version of the Celtic, where it's saying drop everything, let go of your family, especially if they're karmic, especially if they're not for your highest good, and you know they're not. It's okay to leave them behind. Sometimes you feel guilty about, picking up and leaving. I know when I left home at 18, and, one of the things my mom said to me, well, and I'm like, I'm going to college and stuff. And she says, how are you going to do that? And and I said, I am. And I had help from my school counselors to fill out my financial aid and all of that stuff. I did all that stuff on my own. I didn't have any help besides the people at school. That's why I appreciate the school system so much. But at the same time, I know not everyone has a great school system. So knowing that, and then going off to college. Oh well, I worked in the summertime, and saved some money to take with me to college. And I also had bought myself stuff as well to have for college. And then I went off. And when I left, I never went back, because I I didn't I went back every once in a while to visit, but I didn't go back that often. And um I wasn't reminded of it until my I hadn't been home in over gosh. Well, they never met my son, who when I took him, he was 8. Was he 8? Yes, because Hannah was 4 at the time. Was she 4 or 5? No, Hannah was 5 at the time. So Zane was 8, and so 8, and then there's. So I hadn't been home for almost over. I hadn't been home for over 10 years, right? And I took my kids to go see my family a couple of years ago, and as you can see, it's been a couple of years. So I went back, and one thing my cousin said to me about my daughter, about my oldest, she said, I can see she's going to be like you and leave home and never come back. And that right there, I knew that 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 was another call for me to wake up in my environment of what I was doing, as because my kids were, even though I tried my hardest to say I'm not going to be like this, I'm not going to do this, I did, and I was, because I wasn't who I needed to be, and I did not take the connections, which was one, my ancestral connection, which was another. I did not take my karmic lessons, people I connected with. I did not see them as karmic. I saw them as I had to be loyal to them. That I have to stay in this. I have to keep in this, because how dare I, leave someone behind again? How dare you do that again? How dare you, pick up your stuff and do the best? How dare you? And that was my wake up call for how dare I do that? Because sometimes your best solution is to let people go. You have to let them go. And especially if they're karmic, especially if you learn your lesson from them, you have to let them go. And sometimes it's hard. And a lot of times at the same time, people will hold on to you as well, because you guys, we get those attachment, in which I probably should, well, you get those attachment wounds, or you have those attachments, or where you don't want to release things, and you need to, and you have to let things go that are not working. They're not for the highest good of you, are not for your highest good of your children, are not highest good for the environment around you. And that's what it says about this ancestral, that sometimes that you have to move away from that story that's been in your family line for so long. You have to move away from that story, or you need to accept that story and heal it so it can no longer continue. So that all being said, wow, I'm going to leave us with a couple of I'm grabbing the raise your vibration, because that got heavy there. That last part was pretty heavy, that healing. So I'm going to do this. We're going to grab this raise your vibration oracle, and we are going to skedaddle. So if we review the connections, I talked about 2 different connections. Oh my guides, are you kidding me? They're telling me there's 3 I need to talk about. But I was going to maybe I'm going to give us a raise our your vibration break. We're getting a raise your vibration break. Then if I'm reading another one, I need a raise your vibration break. Clear your karma. Wow. Clear your karma. Your karma is too heavy. Look at that. You still have some karma to clear. It's like, there's still some. Clear your karma. What is that about? clear clear your karma. Oh my gosh. You guys, oh man, oh my. That I'm not laughing about. I am laughing about that. That's messed up. There's three. You know why there's three? It's because that Uranus and Neptune probably was self-acceptance, and then that last card was my was the story we just told, the story you tell yourself, and the last one is going to totally be, my nose is itching. Oh yeah, they want me to keep going. Oh my God, it's itching really bad. Wow. Okay, so this last, what is this last connection? We've gone over a twin flame connection. We've gone over a ancestral connection, and there is another one. What connection is this? Divine. Right now, when I was trying to raise the vibration, it said we needed to clear some karma. I just want to put that back out there. Okay, so wow, what are we doing here? They gave me another 7. 7 of Pentacles. I'm going to read these out. And I'm going to tell you that last one too that flew over here that evidently this last thing is coming through. Okay, 7 of Pentacles, the Warrior Earth, which is the Knight of Pentacles. And then we have the Universe. We have an ending. So, we have a story. All these connections, they created a story. So we started out where some people are dealing with twin flames that are just there for mirrors for them to learn and grow from, right? We're learning that. Second, we've learned that we had ancestral. That was probably, this is what the karma was. You was clearing out, not just, you were clearing out some karma that your ancestors built up. A lot. Now, you're at the end of this battle. And you're tired. And boy, so some of you guys were at that twin flame, some of you don't. It's not yours. Let it go. Some of you guys have ancestral breakers, curse breakers. Some of you did not. Let it go. But some of you are also at this part of your story where you've done a lot of healing. You've done a lot of things. And now it's time for you to be vulnerable and your needs to be taken care of. Because with this 7 of Pentacles, it's saying that you've done the work. You've done the transformation. You've planted the seeds. And it's time for the harvest with this warrior, this Knight of Pentacles. This is Virgo energy. So it's something that is very grounded. That is very, what is the word I want to use? Reliable. And Virgo energy is reliable. They're also like things be perfect, but we're not going there. We're going into, it's reliable. It's steady. So in this earthly realm, you planted seeds, you did the work. This is your harvest. It's time for your harvest to come forth. The connections you are about, right here, your needs and vulnerability is the connections that come in now because you have all these other connections, this connection now that's coming in. If you're in this place where you've done a bunch of healing, that you've already dealt with your family, you've already dealt with maybe a twin flame, maybe a karmic twin flame, maybe a karmic soulmate. We can even throw those in there. You've dealt with those. You worked on those. You saw those mirrors. You saw that growth. It is time for you to finally have connections that are reliable, that are rich, that bring a beautiful abundance harvest, because This is the end of the cycles that you have done. You're completing stuff that's coming in now. This right here that's coming in now, it's because you completed these other cycles of things. So that last card, that card of your needs and vulnerability, is this card is in me continuing is about giving you hope. And this is odd, and I'm going to show you. So I told you I had this other card that flipped out that I was going to show you. It's a Six of Cups. This is a past love. This is a past rich. This connection was from something. This is a past life. This is you see those Six of Cups there are making hearts. The most interesting thing about this is on this other deck I was using. Remember, I was using another deck I was using this fairy tale deck. On the bottom, Six of Cups. So to me, and there's a crow there. So definitely something from a past life. I'm gonna get the fairy tale for that Six of Cups because I want to see what this one. I love seeing these fairy tales. I like to, I read them and I forget them, and then maybe some of them I remember. This is the Snow Queen. This is from Denmark, a Danish fairy tale. The Six of Cups invokes a nostalgia for sweeter times. Kia and Grada are best friends as children, but when Kia is struck with depression, he leaves with the Snow Queen. Through many adventures, Greta saves him, but by then, innocence is gone. Oh my God. This goes back to that first. You remember at the beginning when that twin flame was, or that soulmate, or whatever that was there. They triggered you into doing stuff. If you had that, well, this is important. Even though you have nostalgia for this connection, even though you have that, even though it's there, the reason why it's not in this that came up, and this one fell down like this, because it's saying this is sideways and this one's at the bottom, because these are over with. These are done. Because in that fairy tale, that nostalgia, that person is not the same as they were before. That person who triggered you, that person that you have that nostalgia for, is not the same person as the person that... I'm looking for my one book because I want to see what it says. It's not the same person. So that's why this is here. But you will have things that is for you. Some of you, maybe that energy couldn't be healed, because I do have a Two of Cups on there. But some of you, I think it's saying that it's over and it's time. And it's time to let something else come in that's going to be better. Because the person that you might have who triggered you before, that was nostalgia, and they're no longer the same person. That queen, that representative of that queen, how he went off with that queen, that's a representative of life. Life has hardened that person. Life has made that person into something else. Dark, probably. And I'm doing the same thing for the Six of Cups on this. I'm reading on that, and it's saying the Six of Water represents pleasure derived from the past. It's a card of nostalgia, memories, and looking back on the better days. This isn't necessarily a longing, but a fond remembrance. There's an emphasis on the harmony of the past relationships, perhaps friendships or familiar bonds. It can also symbolize innocence and a return to a more naive state or a time when things were simpler. The card might suggest reunions or reconnections with old friends or loved ones. But that card was not an upright, it was sideways. And if you go in reversal, it can suggest someone is clinging to the past or having difficult moving forward. And it was sideways. So I'm seeing that as a block. Like this, that was trying to block an ending, trying to block what was for your highest good, and block something that's going to be more reliable, that's going to bear more fruit. So if we go over these connections, we had one that was a mirror, and that was the soulmate one. We had the other one was the ancestors, and you clearing that out, and you cleared out that karma. You was clearing karma out. That's awesome. Good job. And we ended with knowing what your needs are, and knowing it can this past connection, knowing what you know and learning what you learn, can this past connection provide your needs to your needs and what you want and your vulnerability? Can it? Ask yourself that, and you'll know your answer to if you want to reconnect with someone. Will it provide that? Yes or no? So now I am ending because I'm ready. And yes, I'm ready. And we are going to get a card in our vibration before we go because it's important. Okay, let's see. Okay, what are we going to get? Okay. Raise your vibration is a mantra that calls me to light up. So get a mantra. Get yourself a mantra to say. And you know what mine is? I got one that I here's mine for the week that I pulled. This was what came out for me for the week. Mine was, my energy flows abundantly. My energy, which flows abundantly. And it's about sharing your energy because I'm full of it. And this is what I do. I share because I'm full of all of this. And so I'm sharing this because I'm full of it. But I'll get you guys one because you guys need a mantra. Evidently, they want me. I'll tell you which one that comes out every day. Well, it doesn't come out every day, but I see it every time I'm shuffling. I do this. I pull one of these. These are absolute affirmations. I pull one for myself weekly and to give me a weekly affirmation. And the one I always see is this one. Today is a good day. If you guys don't know that song, go look it up by Ice Cube. Today was a good day. Okay? So raise your vibration is a mantra that calls to light me up. And our mantra, the mantra for the collective that they need is what, universe? They're giving me so many. They're like, there's so many to give them. I trust my journey. So trust your decisions you're making. Trust your past. Move forward in life with the certainty that you are on a journey headed towards your higher self. When you hold steady to your vision, understand that reaching the final destination will be worth it. The roadmap of life is ever changing and leading you toward destiny. Okay? So, trust your journey. And with that, guys, ending this, and I hope you guys enjoyed this beautiful, wonderful, fun message on healing. We got a couple of messages in there. We got some wonderful stuff at the end. If you guys enjoyed this, if you have any comments, let me know. You can comment below. You can give it a like. You can do whatever you want. All right. You need to reach out to me in any way. You can find my information down below. I'll talk to you later. Bye.